How are we doing, folks? I'm a minute or two earlier there now, guys. I have to admit, good afternoon. Hey, Marius things. Oh, what was that one? Hi from Glasgow in Scotland. Madge, how are you doing? Good to have you on board again. Looking forward to the bacon and cabbage, Mary. Yeah, do you know what? It's just it's what I call. I put it up there earlier on. I've kind of been up the walls the last few days, working on something at the moment. Hi, Lisa. And I just said, you know what? I'm doing it, so I won't get to do a live cook along. Because it takes a bit of extra time. Champ, pick up the phone there actually, and we can. Ingrid, how you doing? Just make sure you keep an eye out on all the people that are coming forward here tonight. Let's have a quick look. I'll turn this extraction off because it's quite loud. So here is my bacon. Anybody earlier on would have seen me. That's just a collar of bacon, and it's 20 minutes per pound of. See the way it's just like a rolling boil, they call that, or like a gentle simmer. So you bring it up to the boil, then you simmer for 20 minutes per pound plus 20 minutes. So that was £5 in weight, so 520s is what, Dills?
520s are 100.
I was going to say we're missing school. Plus 20 minutes extra brings it up to?
120 minutes.
And how many hours is 120 minutes?
2.
Freaking genius. So that's going to take about 2 hours. So by the time we've done the cabbage, by the time we've done the sauce, hopefully, I could have put the spuds on a bit earlier. I've just got boiled spuds there that I'm going to make for mash. Dills, make sure keep an eye out for that it doesn't boil over. We'll take the lid off. Hopefully by the time we've made the sauce, hopefully by the time we've made the cabbage, everything should be ready in time. Okay, so let me know if you're actually, if you're doing this. Hello Carol in Babylon, USA. Love the cooking. Not bacon and cabbage. Wouldn't go down with that. Eating more. Hi Michelle. Hi guys, gonna watch. I'll be cooking at a later stage. Yeah, so, hello from, where's that? Sunny Clondalkin. I was talking to my parents, Aileen, and they said, it's a cracking day. We're having a miserable day down here today. It's as if the cloud is actually touching the bloody bay out there. So, a lot of people hate cabbage because traditionally, when we were growing up as kids, it was cooked for way too long. Hence why cabbage smells, hence why cabbage tastes bitter, is because it's cooked too long. So I'm going to show you a really simple way as to how to cook it. That it's we're sautéing it, so it's completely different, and you get this amazing flavour. So we're not going to throw it into the bacon water. I will take a little ladle or two of the water from the bacon and add it into it, but only a little bit. So we're basically going to fry it off, a little bit of onions and garlic, whole grain mustard, and then add in a little bit of the bacon water just to soften it down. Fry, and that's it. It's cooked really quickly, and it's just a different way of doing cabbage. No smell, no bitter taste. So I'm going to get that ready, but not started. Let me know if you're actually going to make this, guys. If there's anybody out there making, I know there's a few people saying that they're making bacon and cabbage tonight and they're going to cook along. So here we go. First of all, I don't have any heat on, okay? So a good knob of butter into my pot and a little bit of oil. I'm just getting the whole thing ready. So let me know if you're making it. A little bit of, so that's a knob of butter and a glug of olive oil. You know my measurements by now. Dills, you're in charge. 2 things. Comments. And also make sure our spuds don't fly over the water. Get that out of the way for 1 sec. So I'm only getting this ready now. I have no heat on at all at the moment. So we're just going to slice the onions nice and simple.
Lisa said, do you add a bay leaf to the bacon when cooking it?
I didn't. I just have that in plain. Oh, see, Dills, I knew you had 2 things.
I was focusing on the other comment.
You were in on a comment. Perfect. So that's just my spuds boiling away there. Nicely. We got it Dills just before major catastrophe. Okay, so do I put a bay leaf in? No, I just actually, you can if you want, and some people would put in a studded onion as well into it with a bit of cloves or something like that. I just love just plain bacon, smoked bacon as well if they had it. I just love the saltiness of it. So I just did a small chop of our onions. Remember, no heat on. Just as a good way of getting everything prepared beforehand so there's no panic. I'm also going to show you how to make the parsley sauce from scratch, show you just how simple it is. You'll see these other guys who'll say, oh, put it all in together, bring it up to a boil, and then pass it through a sieve to get rid of the lumps. That's because they have no idea what they're talking about. I'm going to show you how to make it classically. Okay, so 1 small onion, 3-4 cloves of garlic. What am I using, Dills? Bacon and knife. Okay, so we're just going to crush it in. So our bacon is bubbling away beautifully over there. Our spuds are cooking away beautifully over there. Everything under control. Did anybody say they're making it, Dills?
Not yet.
No.
Gina said lashing in Cork all day.
Yeah, we've had really crap weather down here for the whole day. Well, hopefully things pick it up again for the weekend. Right, so just going to get my onions and my garlic. Beautiful, into the pot. No heat on, nothing yet. Let me know if you're making it. As I said, I know some of you were saying you were going to get it all made. Dills, grab me 2 teaspoons over there, please. Oh, whole grain mustard. I knew I had to do whole grain mustard. I'm never going to find this. Where did I put it? Work with me. Oh, I see it. Panic over. Panic over, Dills. You panic too quickly, Dills. I tell you, you don't need to panic. You look like a panicker. Okay, now let's talk about our white sauce and our parsley sauce, okay? So, we make what's known classically as a roux. Shall I just show the pot inside there? That's the one with the cabbage, guys. So, butter, oil, onions, garlic, no heat, nothing else yet. So, we make what's classically known as
White sauce.
a roux, okay? And what you should have, and this is where I'm going to break a few rules here, okay? Because all you have with bacon cabbage, make a white sauce, I had to make it really, really quickly. So, classically speaking, I would have my milk simmering away here with an onion, with cloves stuck into the onion, and a bay leaf simmering away, and I put in the hot milk into it. I'm actually going to make it just from cold milk and show you exactly how to do it. So, what we need is technically equal measures, so the same amount of flour as we have for butter, and it doesn't matter what flour you use. And then, so they say about like kind of 100 grams butter, 100 grams flour, and about maybe a litre of milk, okay? But you know me by now, we don't need to measure anything. I want you using your head, okay? So I am going to take in about this much butter, okay? So how much is that? A big spoonful of butter there, okay? Big spoonful, maybe tiny little bit more actually. So big spoonful and a half of butter. Turn on our heat.
Gina said, making mine here.
Brilliant. Okay, and on a low heat, and I'm going to show you what is the most important thing in a white sauce. Okay, so I've just got my butter there, and I'm going to allow that to melt. Trying to get into the pot so everybody can see. That was so fast, showing. I say no leaving salt, folks. Come in nice and slow. Thank you. So people, I mean, it's not as if like this is our first gig, guys. I'm just looking at my bacon, I'm looking at my spuds, I'm happy with all that. So here's the most important thing, okay? Is that you'll see some guys, they say throw it all into a pot together, your flour, your butter, your milk, whatever seasonings you want to put into it. Whisk it up, whisk it up, whisk it up, get it all nice and hot, pass it through the sieve. The most important thing in a roux, and this is classic for any sauce, you could be making a white sauce, a bechamel sauce as they call it, or a velouté where you make it with stock as opposed to milk, is you must cook the flour out with the butter for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes on a medium heat, because otherwise you will never get rid of the taste of raw flour. That is the most important thing in making your sauce, okay?
Peter said, lads, will you post the recipe better? And I'll have to go to Limerick Fire Station tomorrow. Limerick's bravest.
Oh, good man. Well, the way we post our recipes is we just talk it through. So I never actually write down any of the recipes. So if you just listen, you'll pick up pretty much everything that we're saying through. Shawnee, get into it, have a look there. And so we've just melted down our butter. And now I'm going to put in what looks to be about the same amount of flour. Okay, as I said, we're making it long enough now that I don't really measure it. So get it show into the pot there, chance, so people can see and judge what it is. So I'm going to stir that in and see how it looks. Okay, into the pot, Sean. Stay with the pot now for a second, right? So you can see it all coming together. So I know that's still too liquidy. Okay, so I'm going to add in a little bit more flour. Let's get the milk from the fridge.
Lisa said my screen is fuzzy.
Oh, is it? I think we're okay actually. We seem to be okay so far. So can we see that now? I want to see that now. See the way it's coming together and it's getting more like a paste. Perfect. Lift it up a little bit higher, champ, just so people can, as in, yeah, lift it up a little bit higher. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a paste going on there. I'm going to put in a tiny little bit more flour. And as I said, I want you using this style of cooking, as in like, don't get worried about measurements and all that kind of stuff. Just get used to it. It's habit, it's technique, it's routine, it's, are we getting used to it? Beautiful, this. So here's the important part. Cook that out. And you're looking at it going, oh, I don't know. Does that look right? That's exactly how it should look. Okay? So cook that out, come into the pot again, champ, and just leave it there. Cook it out for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. If you do not do this stage, your white sauce will taste of raw flour. No matter if you boil that for 2 weeks with the milk in it, it will still taste of raw flour. It is so important that we do this stage. When that's ready, I'm going to throw in a little bit of Dijon mustard. You can put in English mustard, which will be again a bit more kind of classically, okay? And again, that's just for flavor towards the end of the sauce. The reason why I want to show you guys how to do this sauce is you can make your perfect cheese sauce out of this for your lasagna. You never need to buy another jar of lasagna sauce again. It's the same type of sauce. Okay, how are we looking? Screen fuzzy. Yes, my screen is also fuzzy. Yeah, I wish like the weather is getting pretty mucky out there, alright? Sure, look, we just work away with it, keep going with it. Champ, into the pot there. Okay, now I'm going to throw in now about a big dollop of Dijon mustard, okay? That's it. I'm going to put a bit more because I like the flavour of that. And you can put in English mustard if you want, okay? But I just had Dijon mustard handy, hence why I put that in. Mixy, mixy, mixy. Okay. I'm taking it off the heat because these ones don't go as low as I normally want. And now I'm going to start adding in my milk. So, about a glass full of milk. And here's where you're going to start panicking. You're going to go, oh my God, this isn't mixing, this isn't coming together. Work with it. Okay, work with it like so. Then we're going to add in a bit more milk. Work with it, don't worry, don't panic. And back up onto our little heat now, so we're good. And just keep stirring, 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 mixing it in, okay? Don't panic, it will eventually blend in. Mix it all in, mix it all in. And you're still going, oh my God, I'm panicking, this doesn't look right. Trust me, it works.
And said, screen perfect, watching from Spain.
Whoa, excellent. That's good to hear, thanks for that, Anne, because sometimes you don't know if the screen is making a mess or not or what. So we're sticking with a wooden spoon now, guys. And we're just mixing it all in, and we're going to season it up afterwards. Okay, Shani, into that. It looks all lumpy and you think you're making, oh my God, I'm making an absolute mess of this. Just keep mixing it, mixy, mixy, mixies. With the spoon. Beautiful. Trust yourself, guys. You gotta trust it. We've been doing this for years. So keep mixing it all in. See the way it kind of blends in there now? Keep looking on common stills.
Margaret said, love white sauce made this way.
Yeah, it's so simple, guys. But as I said, the most important thing is that you cook that flour out at the start. If you don't, your sauce is not going to taste good. So work with that now, work with that. And then we're going to swap it over to a whisk in a couple of minutes. So blend that in. And you can see beginning to come together already. Look how easy that is. Now, look at that. Simple, simple, simple. And now we're going to swap over to our whisk. So Dills, I want you to wash the spoon, because we're going to need that now for our... Okay, so change over to a whisk. And then we're going to add in a bit more milk. And so you're looking for your consistency now. So you're just going to keep adding in the milk until you get to the right consistency. Beautiful. Look at that. Anybody making a Shawnee? You have a look at the comments while Dills is doing all that.
Carol says she hasn't made her own sauce in years. She forgot how.
There you go. Look at that. Not a lump in sight. Nice and whiskey. And as the milk comes up to temperature, it will thicken. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. Okay, we're just going to keep an eye on it. As it thickens, does it need a little bit more milk? So that's why I don't want you measuring anything, because you don't really need to, okay? So, put this away. We will get cracking on our cabbage soon, as I know a load of people are looking to do that.
Can you use corn flour?
You don't need to. No, don't use corn flour in the roux. Just normal flour. Although if you're celiac, yes, you can use in the corn flour. It's not going to be the same, to be honest with you. So what I would do is Yeah, put in about maybe, you'd have to dissolve the corn flour first in a little bit of milk, because otherwise it will stay lumpy on you. So now we can start seasoning our sauce. So that's what's known there. That there is simply your classic white sauce or bechamel sauce, okay? Now classically you put in white pepper so you don't see the flecks of it, but I like the freshly ground pepper because you want to keep it white and white. So now, if you were making a lasagna, you'd add in your grated cheese into that, and you've now got your cheese sauce. So it is very, very simple. That's beginning to thicken up nicely, which is exactly what we want. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then I'm going to add in my curly parsley. Just ripsy, ripsy, ripsies. And I'm going to put that in at the very end. Okay, what don't we need? We don't need that. Oh yeah, nutmeg, a little bit of nutmeg. And my small grater. How are our spuds looking, Dills? Looking good? Ham, beautiful. Perfecto. So remember, that's your classic white sauce. It's gone a little bit too high for my liking now. There, Dills. Nicely. Okay. Nutmeg, trying to get into the pot. Beautiful, freshly grated nutmeg. See the way it's thickened up a little bit more on me there now, guys, as the milk is kind of coming up to the boil. So I'll just add a little bit more milk. And we will have our 100%. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, anybody making the sauce with us, guys? Hopefully so. Can you see into that now? Look at that. One beautiful white sauce. Add cheese. You've got your lasagna sauce. Add your parsley. You'll add that at the very end. You've got your beautiful parsley sauce. How long did that take, guys? About 5-10 minutes, not even. So I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to heat it up at the very end. How simple. Well, taste it. If you're not sure, taste it. What do you think, Dills? Imagine that now, a little bit of parsley going into it at the end. Okay, let's talk about our cabbage. I'm going to throw that in. Dills, we don't need our milk. Lovely, jabbly. Now, did anybody say they're making it all, guys?
Gina said, "Oh God, mine is lumpy."
Keep whisking, use your spoon. Beat the hell out of it with your spoon. Add in a little bit more milk. Keep beating it with the spoon. Keep working. And then come into the whisk when you get to the consistency that I got. As an absolute panic, if you have to pass it through a sieve, do that at the very end. But try keep going with the spoon. Try keep getting used to it. Okay. Now, pot on. Sweating off our onions. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's a different way to do the cabbage, guys, like I said. So that it doesn't stink. And that's what people are always saying, oh geez, cabbage is rotten. It's because it's overcooked. That's the only reason why cabbage is rotten, is because it is overcooked. Why is it rotten, Dills? Beautiful. Okay, so that's why so many people hate it, because they put it into the water for way too long and it gets really bad. You know Brussels sprouts at Christmas, the way they get really rotten, people overcook the shite out of them. That's why they're rotten. Good stirring, buddy. 10 out of 10. 30 seconds to sweat down our onions. Let's have a little check on our spuds. Looks good. I'm going to turn off my spuds. And I'm going to drain them once I get my cabbage in. Okay, so let's season the onions and the garlic and the butter now. Good handful of salt. I'm cooking enough cabbage here for about 6 or 8, so I don't need to cook it tomorrow. Okay, Dills, you do that. About another 17. And throw in your cabbage now. So we are basically sautéing our cabbage. Beautiful. And it's a different type of technique. So that's a York cabbage that I'm using there. It's a different type of a technique. And it makes it so tasty. I'm going to drain my spuds now. Don't worry, I'm not going to have a shot.
Karen said, now Karen, you can make lovely sauce. I love it in our potatoes.
You can make what sauce?
Lovely sauce.
Yeah. It's a great classic. So I'm just draining my spuds there, guys. So I want to show you the full dish. At the end. Remember, the ham, Dills, how long did it take to cook?
2 hours.
Yeah, but what's the important thing? 20 minutes per pound. Now, you brought me over my wooden spoon. Where the hell did I put that? In the bloody bowl.
Carol and her mom are having a great chat.
Oh, are they chatting away there?
Yeah.
Shawnee, into the pot here. Let's have a little look. Okay, so we are sautéing off our cabbage. Okay, and it'll start to wilt. It's a bit like we're doing like spinach. And once it softens down and wilts down, we'll add in a little bit of our bacon water then, just to give it a beautiful little flavour on it. Now, look at that. So that takes maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Meanwhile, back in camp, we're going to chop up our parsley to finish off our parsley sauce. We don't need that, Dills. You're doing nothing tonight, buddy. Slack on work tonight, Dills. Hello? You want to entertain your guests? Talk to a few people?
Carol said, see Sean Cottles.
Good. Great that people. I love the fact that people are coming on here. Clean as we go along, as I always say. That people come on and start having the chats, and we've kind of created a nice little kind of network amongst us all. It's brilliant. So, yeah, the last few days I'm working on something, guys, with the restaurant. Hopefully be able to explain to everybody come the weekend. Coming up with a kind of a master plan. Well, sounds like a master plan at the moment. Hopefully it will be. All shall be revealed very soon, as they say. Shawnee, look through the phone so you can see. Don't just hold it up. You need to... Exactly. See, you're already moving because you knew you got...
Oh, it was perfect.
I'm not so sure about it. Okay, let's chop our parsley. I got rid of my knife, but I needed it. Dills, you're slacking up, buddy. My sous chef, you should have known. Dad, don't get rid of your knife. You need that for your parsley. You should have known. So get your curly parsley, scrunch it all up, and take your time and go as fine as you can. Scrunchy, scrunchy, scrunchy. Mind your fingers. You go slowly, guys. Scrunchy, scrunchy, scrunchy. Beautiful. And then just finish off like so. And again, this is such a classic dish. Parsley sauce, lads, huh? Who would have thought? And you want to get a kind of a good, give the old cabbage a stir there, Dills. You want to give it a good old chop up. So simple, simple, simple. Take your time. Beautiful. And the smell, there's nothing better. And the curly parsley is a million times better than the flat leaf parsley. What? Yeah, that's very smart, that is. Putting your fingers on the board when I'm chopping. Come on, put your finger there again. That's a joke. Now, you have to explain all these things the way the world is now. That's a joke. There was a day people knew it was a joke. Okay, here's our beautiful sauce. Look at that. Oh, nicely, perfect consistency. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Look at that consistency. Lovely, and not a lump in sight at all or anything. Perfect. In we go with our parsley. And remember, you've already tasted it. If you think it needs a bit more salt, put in a bit more salt. If you think it needs a bit more pepper, put in a bit more pepper. Okay, so make sure taste as we go along. Look at this there, Sean. Look. How simple and how easy was that? I can't remember, somebody was saying to me, I normally buy my parsley sauce. I was like, what?
Mara said, I love the cabbage water, drink loads of it.
Oh my god, that's one of those cabbage diet things. Vomit. No way. I'll leave you on your own with that one, Maura. I can tell you, that ain't for me. Into our cabbage pot, Shawnee, and look. Look, we've done nothing to that cabbage, and look the way it's wilted down. So beautifully, like so. Now, this is a great veg if you're cooking, you know, like a steak or a piece of chicken, and I'd fry off maybe a little bit of bacon in that first, and then add in the cabbage. And it's just a really simple way. And if anyone's doing this at home now, there's no smell, it's not getting bitter. So I know, just because this is what I do, I know that's still a bit, that's not cooked 100%, but try it now. And you can still get a bit of a crunch in it, and that's what you're looking for. Why wouldn't you want a little bit of crunch in the cabbage? Okay? So, with our spoon, a little bit of whole grain mustard if you have it. Nice teaspoon like so. And we've done literally nothing to it. Huh?
Look at Jackie Heron's comment there.
Coming on the Irish butcher, I get bacon, corned beef, or extra sausages. They ship all over the US. Excellent. That's a nice little plug there, Jackie. That's what I love to do, lads. If we can help somebody, we love helping somebody. So I can't get over actually the amount of people from America that said they can't get this kind of bacon over in the States. So it looks like Jackie can send them over to you. Okay, so mixy, mixy, mixy. I might even need to add in any of the bacon water because the cabbage that I had, the water that I washed the cabbage in is enough there. Look at the way it's wilted down. It's so simple, like so. It'll take maybe another 30 seconds or so. Very happy with that, maybe a minute or two. Do you know what I'm going to do? Let's make the mash. You stay there, Johnny.
Jason said you need some Spain whiskey in there also.
Oh, I like it. That would be nice. Nice little bit of whiskey. Who said that? Shane, was it?
No, Jason.
Jason. Beautiful. Send me down a bottle, Jason. I'll throw it next time. Okay, let's get my mashed spud on the go. So, good dollop of butter. Bit more butter. Put a bit of butter on the spuds, please, Andre. Get it nicely melty over here. I'm going to add a little bit of cream. You can show people over here, Shani, if you want. So that's just butter. A little bit of cream. In the ideal world, I'd have those spuds steaming dry so that they get really nice. A little bit of butter and cream. Just go over there and get me my nutmeg, please. So simple technique of making a mashed potato. Butter and cream, and then season. You're going to drop that nutmeg in. I know for a fact you're going to drop that in. I'm only stirring my cabbage.
Whoa.
Did you drop it? Johnny, quick look over here. Okay, so taste your cabbage. Beautiful. Still a nice little bit of crunch in it, but you cooked out the rawness, and we have it done in minutes. And that whole grain mustard gives it an absolute beautiful flavour. I'm actually really happy with that cabbage. I'm going to turn it off. How are we looking, buddy?
Don't know, I'm just waiting.
Here. Otherwise we'd be here till Tuesday. Wouldn't it be funny if I dropped it? Thanks for the nudge, Dills. So, nutmeg. Beautiful. Grab me the salt and pepper, Dills. Aromat. People throw their eyes to heaven. I don't care. I love the flavour of it. MSG. There you go. Good sprinkle of salt, like so. Good twists of the pepper, and we're nearly ready to serve already. What do you think of the cabbage idea, guys? It's something very different. Look at it here, Shani. Come on, get a closer with the cabbage. Look at that. Absolutely perfected. Wilted down in a couple of minutes. And you get that little bit of a crunch in it. So your cabbage, depends on the cabbage you use. As I said, that's your cabbage. If you were using one of the other cabbages, it might take a little bit longer to saute down, to wilt down. So you take your time on it. Yeah.
Should I add oil to the cabbage?
What did I put in? A little bit of oil, and a little bit of butter. Yeah. Why, Dills? Come on, Shani. Butter for flavour.
Oil.
There we go. Now let's whack in our beautiful spuds. Mind that now, make sure you hold on tight that the bowl doesn't go flying. And what I might do actually is I might bring the gammon over here and get ready to plate up. How are we getting on, Dills? You need a bit of love the cabbage. We also do the Brussels sprouts in half. Absolutely. I do the same with red cabbage. Yeah, red cabbage would take longer, Jason. Kind of takes a bit, maybe about a half an hour to braise out. Must try cooking the cabbage like that. Let me know. I will never boil cabbage again. You see? It's just such a let me in there now for a second, see if we have enough cream and stuff. So we might need a bit more cream. So get it all the way and give me a little bit more cream there, Dills. So normally I've got my potato ricer, but I don't, so I have one of these silly little masher things. No, wait, now we have to see, you could throw all that in and we could have absolute carnage. Let's see how this is looking. Now, it has to be up there in my top 5 all-time favourite dishes, is bacon and cabbage. It's close to my death row meal, but that is fondue. I absolutely love cheese fondue. Look at that, give it a good old mixy. Okay, Dills, you keep hooray to Dixie in there for me. Keep Shani back over. I'll take the gammon over. How hot is this? We're okay. Would you stop sneezing? Jesus Christ. Okay, now turn off my little hob. What am I looking for? 1 plate. And as it turns out, I didn't even use my bacon water because I didn't really rinse my cabbage out, so I didn't need it. What am I going for? Another plate. Now we're almost ready. Jill's carving for. Yeah. Bacon on with that mash? Sure, grand, says Dills. Look at this. Look at this piece of beauty. Absolutely beautiful. Now, for all you vegans out there, make your kale smoothies with the water that's left over. See, I took the meat out. That's a joke. You see, you gotta keep saying that, lads. You won't believe me, but years ago you never had to say that. You never had to tell people it was a joke. People actually understood humour. Dills, I love it. Turn off the heat under that one. Now, the moment you have all been waiting for. Scissors. Now we got tomato. Now, how we all doing, guys? Someone need. Yeah, I know, you're dead right, Jason. I think actually maybe needs a shot of that whiskey. Oh, Sean, you're having problems with your allergies. I saw actually something mad today as to why allergies are so bad. Apparently, it's because, I can't remember when it was, but a long time ago, don't ever quote me on history stuff, that they said, apparently in town planning, I only read this today, it was mad, that they always recommended that you just planted male trees down along the streets, because that way you never have to worry about pollen going off and this and reseeding and plants growing up in the middle of nowhere. So apparently in most towns, all the trees, I couldn't tell, I've never like picked up a tree skirt to see or pull down his pants to see if it's a man or a woman, but apparently you can tell. And so all the trees that you see down in main towns are male. And apparently that's why the allergies of people are so bad, because the female trees would go dormant if they're not being, whatever they're being, when they should be to repollinate. So then apparently we should have been using female trees. But we can't cut down all the trees now because there'll be more and more. Just another reason, more proof, lads, that women, would you stop eating the mash? Jesus Christ! That women are by far the better sex out there, no doubt about it. Now, cut off my little net and we're going to start serving. Look at this absolute piece of water. Just in case, vegans, I was joking with the bacon thing to make your kale smoothies tomorrow. Oh, you just lads, look at this. Ooh la la. Oh my God. Do you know what? Well done, Dills. You just have your own little show. Show him, Dills. You get this, like, there's Dills, right? Couldn't even put the water into his mouth. Had to spray it all over himself. Look at this absolute masterpiece. I got this in Rogi's in Kenmare today. We're blessed here in Kerry. We've got some of the finest producers, suppliers and butchers on the planet. My knife, Dills. Where's my carving knife? Okay. Let me take that down. Here we go. Let's start getting ready to serve up. Dills, go get me a big spoon, please. Oh, I haven't. Now, so look, get your spud into your spoon, throw it down, into your spoon, throw it down, into your spoon, and you make a real kind of a big pile of spud. But you say you've actually just picked it up with it. It's just a little bit more shape on it.
Alison said, good shout out for women.
Well, we all know women, lads, no matter what you say, women are a million miles smarter than men. That doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. My parsley sauce is beautiful. Where did I put my knife? Just over here. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. So I'm going to take this little piece off here first because I get a nicer slice into that. Oh my God. I'm telling you, this is just absolutely fantastic. Look at this. One little slice. Two little slices. Oh my God. I always put big effort in for the first one. My darling wife always gets the first portion. Look at that. Oh my God, Dills. Now, don't worry, I've got my little bit of kaboshta, as the fella says. Where are my tongs? Dills, we're all over the place, mate. No tongs. Here, we just put this in. Bring this up here, pal. Now, look at this. A little bit of cabbage. Still nice and hot. Be careful with the fingers, kids. And there's a reason why, as I said, there's a whole generation out there that hate bacon and cabbage, because for years we have overcooked the hell out of cabbage. And like the sprouts, it goes bitter. Go grab me a big spoon, because I actually do need a big one. It goes bitter and rancid and rotten. And that's why it tastes absolute muck. Look at this, still a little bite in it. Dills, I swear we practiced that. My sauce. Beautiful. Look at this, absolute beauty. Parsley sauce, made from scratch. Cabbage, he fried his cabbage. Is this man crazy? No, I just know what I'm doing. And a bit crazy, thanks Dills. And one little piece, you know I always say a little piece of grass. So we're just gonna put a nice little piece of parsley on top. Guys, it wasn't 100% planned. Hopefully you've seen how to make a lovely mashed potato. Hopefully you've learned, more importantly, how to cook a fantastic parsley sauce from scratch. Minutes, no lumps, no sieves. If you see guys doing that, they don't know what they're talking about. Lovely bit of sautéed cabbage with a little bit of butter, oil, whole grain mustard. Fantastic. What else do we do? And cut the bacon. Look at that, Johnny showed him that bacon there. Look at that piece of wonder. Now, anyway guys, that's it. We're gonna go eat something different. If you liked it, let us know. Make sure you tell us if you're cooking it, especially tonight or tomorrow or the next day or anywhere. We always love to know when you're doing this. We're not breaking up. Don't worry, I've just been very busy the last few days trying to come up with a couple of plans. All will be revealed this weekend. We get to do a few more cook-alongs. I give it as much notice as I can, but I don't know how many we're going to be able to keep doing. But anyway, what's to say? You're not glazed the ham. Yeah, well that would be kind of a more like a Christmas one. I'll show you how to glaze that perfectly, but that's just like kind of your bacon and cabbagine. If I was doing that, you should see the ham I do for Christmas where I glaze that. Absolutely fantastic. What did I say? Smart woman in my life. I'll be back to Bell Tend the Garden, so I missed that. Lovely. You're making me hungry. Well, that's the whole plan, Joanna. Proper portions. Absolutely, John. No half portions around here. We can go back to dainty portions when we're out of this muck. Lovely, beautiful. Thanks, guys. We'll be trying that cabbage. Looks really tasty. It's really quick and it's done really easy. But lads, that is a beautiful, classic Irish dish of bacon and cabbage with parsley sauce, lovely mashed spud, and cabbage sautéed, not boiled for months. Dills, what do you want to say to your fans?
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. See you next time.